Attention Disney, Marvel, and Star Wars fans. Are you searching for love in a galaxy far, far away? Then Meet Upon Maine is the ultimate dating and social networking site for you.
Join thousands of fans who are making magical connections. Whether you're seeking a serious relationship or amazing new park buddies, Meet Upon Maine has it all.
Build a profile to make magical matches, create new friendships, and bond over your shared passions, from epic lightsaber battles to heartwarming Disney moments. Embrace the thrill of finding someone who vibes with your fandom on a whole new level.
Don't miss out on this enchanted opportunity. Make your dreams come true with Meet Upon Maine, where Disney, Marvel, and Star Wars fans connect.
Sign up now and let the magic begin. Visit meetuponmaine.com and start your journey to a happily ever after.
Meet Upon Maine is not affiliated with Disney, Marvel, or Lucasfilm. Please use responsibly and follow our community guidelines. Must be 18 years or older to join. Like, we understand the feminism, but like, you're taking it too far. Can you save yourself? You ate a poisoned apple, you dumb bitch. Like,
Let's put that genie back in the bottle.
paints with the colors of the wind, bitch.
It's time for 2 Finger Point.
Power daddy.
Our shoes are in the pond.
Extra magic hours, which we in turn called extra tragic hours.
People called him the naked mole rat.
Did you really just 2 finger point?
Here are your hosts, Amber and Kylie.
All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Two Finger Point. I'm Amber.
And I'm Kylie.
And we're going to just roll into our Disney news of the week. So starting with Disney World, starting back on August 21st, Walt Disney World decided that paper straws and plastic cups were no longer going to be available at the little self-service kiosks. You can go up to the, pickup area or whatever and like request them, but they're not there for you just to take. And I guess Disney has, this is all towards their effort to be zero waste in landfills for its parks, resorts, and cruises by 2030.
So basically, if you get a drink, it's just the cup, no lid, no straw unless you ask.
Yep.
I vibe with that.
Mhm.
That's how I like to drink anyway at restaurants.
It's interesting that you feel that way. I actually feel the opposite. And here's why. And it's a silly reason. So Disneyland, if you get an alcoholic beverage at DCA, Disney California, they not only give you a yellow cup, but they don't give you a cup or a lid. And that's to signify that it's an alcoholic drink. And they don't have lids for it. I think that's probably because they want you to spill it and buy another one because it's alcohol. But it always drives me nuts. So I hate this, honestly. I'll be asking for cups, like lids and straws. I'm a messy chaos disaster. I need them.
Yeah, I get it. I get that certain people want it. But I think having you have to ask for it will make that difference.
Totally.
So I think that's good.
Yeah. So let me clarify, I guess. Like, I support them going to to not have it be a wasteful thing where somebody grabs like 4 or 5 of them, or like people knock them over and they have to throw them away because they've been touched. Like, I can see okay, on request, fine. But like, don't fully take it away from me, Disney, because I need it and kids need it too. So
hot take, a 2 finger point here I'm going to throw in. I don't know if this is necessarily going green for Disney as much as it is cutting budgets. Because when I worked at Starbucks, those were your most expensive pieces. So if you spilled a sleeve of lids, like, your manager's going to let out a big sigh because that was a lot of money you just wasted.
Oh,
So
this is a hot take.
That's my theory. But I support it for the sake of the planet.
You're probably right. Yeah. It's unnecessary plastic waste too. So we support it. But also, if I asked for a lid, I would like one, please, Disney. Thank you. Okay. So moving over to Disneyland. So Tiana's Palace updates. It's officially got an opening date. September 7th is the official opening date. And at Disneyland, it's replacing the French Market restaurant.
So this will be tomorrow if you're listening to this the day it comes out.
Oh yeah.
Yay!
And so the menu has officially been released. When I was doing research, it had not been released, but it is released. So if you go on the Disney website, they should have like the full menu available. It It's going to be a quick service restaurant with mobile ordering available. And it's not going to be character dining. So Tiana will not be in the
Aw.
restaurant, but she will be out in New Orleans Square. So she'll be right there in the same area.
Yeah, I guess she does have her little pavilion, but that would have been cool.
Would have been really neat. I'm excited about going here and getting some like Creole, New Orleans kind
Mhm.
of style food. I'm excited. I love New Orleans style food. So
Yeah, I think this is a long time overdue because that is what I loved about New Orleans Square is you really get enamored in it and kind of feel like you are there. I remember being a little kid and we were standing, I couldn't tell you what building we were in front of, but there were a bunch of restaurants in the area and I remember guys on the top throwing beads out like
Mhm.
Mardi Gras. And I didn't even know what Mardi Gras was at that age. I was really young, but then I learned what it was. I was like, oh, that's like at Disney.
That's
So
fun.
I think it's cool to bring in, and now that we have Tiana, who is from New Orleans and an American princess, we can tie this in, even though we're like coming up on like 15 years later.
Oh, I know. It's very overdue, but I'm glad they're doing it. And I'm glad that they're kind of breathing life into New Orleans Square. I feel like it's a very neat area, but it's kind of slept on besides the rides, you know? I feel like nobody
Yes.
really kind of walks through or kind of takes the time to enjoy it. I like to go walk through the shop areas because like you
Yeah.
said, it really
It's a
feels like
vibe.
I love it. So I think this is really exciting. So I will definitely be checking it out. Um, Okay, next thing. So, Halloween food at Disneyland. It's coming to Disneyland. So, it's
Yay.
supposed to kind of all kick off August 29th is when everyone should start seeing stuff in the parks. Um, I had just gone to Disney like a week ago and I saw this article, but I wasn't paying attention to the dates. So I was like, where was all this food? And then I realized, oh, it doesn't come until like right before the Halloween time kicks off at the parks. So got to go back and try it all. And so there's so many things coming. So it was like I couldn't even tell you guys everything because there's just so much. But I picked some stuff that I thought was really interesting or tasty that I thought to shout out. So a spicy chili dog.
Ooh.
I don't know. I'm holding out for a good hot dog from Disneyland, I should say, because I know Disney World has them. And so this one is a hot dog topped with spicy chili, spicy brown mustard, nacho cheese sauce, spicy corn chips, which I thought, fun. And a fried Serrano.
Serrano.
Why did I say Syria? Christian Siriano. Oh my
Throwing
god.
in vowels.
I'm going like Project Runway with it. That's the guy. Anyway, and then yeah, fried Serrano pepper. And it's available at the refreshment corner from August 29th to November 9th, which is like their Casey's Corner here at Disneyland.
Okay.
It looks
Let's
good.
hope that's better than the Captain America ones.
Yeah. There's a lot going on here, but it's like all chili stuff. So
Yeah.
I have hope.
Yeah, and I feel like people have like chili cheese dogs, and
Yeah.
I know some people eat Fritos with their chili. I feel like you're just all of it in one go.
Yeah.
So I could see this being really good.
Yeah. So I think I'll give them one more loaded dog try. If this one's not good, then I think I'm gonna have to throw in the towel for the loaded dogs and have to go elsewhere with my food.
Right.
Next is a Maleficent brownie. Of course, anything
Ooh.
Maleficent I have to throw in. So it's a chocolate brownie with purple and black colored white chocolate mousse swirls on top, and a ganache topped with a red and black raspberry mousse glazed dome. Wow, that was a mouthful.
It sounds amazing though.
Yes. And so it's available at Tomorrowland Skyline Terrace from September 1st to November 7th. And I've got to say, real quick, because this is probably just me being silly. Was the name of my restaurant Skyline Terrace? I thought it was just Tomorrowland
No,
Terrace.
but now they have like the Skyliners that go around through the parks, like the monorail does. I hear they're broken down half the time though. But yeah, you could take it like from your resort to the park.
Oh, so this isn't
So
the same
that's
restaurant.
Well, my thoughts are it probably is the same restaurant. They just have it updated
Oh, okay.
and just changed the name.
this went over my head when I initially typed it. So interesting. So,
But that, oh my gosh, all the chocolate and the raspberry. I might have to try a little copycat at home.
100%. And you know that's a fudgy brownie. Like, you know,
Mhm.
oh,
And just I'm just imagining it warm and gooey and
death by chocolate, literally. Yeah, so I definitely wait. This is at Disneyland. Why would I say Tomorrowland Skyline Terrace? I'm so silly. Oh my God. And we both fell for it too. I'm so
Yes.
silly. This is at Disneyland. So,
So
it's
you are going to have to try this.
100%. So this is at the Disneyland Tomorrowland Terrace. Yeah, I'll definitely be trying that. Okay, wow, so silly. Please keep that in because I love that.
Okay.
It's just funny. Okay, so something else, a pumpkin cheesecake cold brew.
Ooh.
So I was like, okay, so it's cold brew coffee with pumpkin sweet cream cheese topper. And I'm assuming it's like probably like a cream cheese foam or something if I had to, well, cream cheese
Okay.
top. I'm assuming it's a foam of some kind or like a whipped cream
Yeah,
cheese.
probably.
And this is at Red Rose Tavern from August 29th through November 9th. And then I found a lot of drinks. And yeah, and then a blood orange agua float. So it's blood orange agua fresca with Dole Whip strawberry.
Oh my goodness.
I put this one in here for you because I saw it and I was like, I knew.
That sounds fantastic.
And it's at the Tropical Hideaway from August 29th to November 9th. Most of them were August 29th. A few of them started like the official date of Halloween, September 1st. So Labor Day, Labor Day week, it'll all be getting to be there. So
Wow.
this is in retrospect, but it's all there now, guys. Go check it out.
So we actually have a guest today again, and we're so excited because we finally got a CP on. So we have someone from the Disney College program. His name is Sean. He'll be joining us in just a moment. But yeah, we're super excited. When we first started this podcast and started working on it before we even released it, like that was kind of what we wanted to focus on was the college program. So we're super excited to have him on. Okay, so we are here with a very special guest. We have been wanting to have a CP on pretty much since we've started this. So this is a long time overdue. So I want to introduce our guest, Sean. Welcome.
Hello.
So tell us about yourself. Where'd you go to school? Why the Disney College program? Like, why did you want to apply?
So I go to school in Virginia Beach. It's a low-key like community college, you know. I major in psychology, low-key thinking about dropping out. You know. Why the Disney College program? One, obviously it's like the foot in the door kind of way. I've been wanting to move to Florida for a while, so like get that out of the way. So like a lot of check marks boxed off. Um, yeah.
Nice. So do you think you want to stay in Orlando?
Oh, 100%. Because after my program, I think I'm going to work at Universal.
A lot of
It's
people do
Disney.
that.
I was going to say, I had a lot of friends that did that too.
Oh, so go ahead and tell our listeners like what exactly you do at Disney.
So I unfortunately work in the food and beverage industry at Disney. Quick service at Pop Century Resort. Um, but I really like it now, so the unfortunately is still there, but I like it.
Fair. Fair. So I didn't realize they did quick service at the resorts. I don't know why I never thought for that, but I just never thought that.
So when you like fill out the acceptance, you get like a form to fill out.
Mhm.
There is two options, either to work at a park or work at a resort. Which I didn't know it wasn't a thing before because I recently found out like they just placed you and here
Yeah.
you kind of had
Mhm.
some kind of choice.
Wow. Yeah, we could rank what we wanted to do, but I don't think it really mattered at the end of the day. Oh wow, that's neat. Did they have you rank? What, like, would you rather be a custodian or work in food or attractions or at a hotel?
The only, I guess, rank that we did was in our phone interview. Like we had three choices and we ranked that like which top three we wanted, but it, like you said, it didn't really matter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, it's so different from when we did it.
I know. I mean, I think this is so cool that you can choose if you want to work in the parks versus the resorts. I think that's a huge thing. I mean, already, because I would have chosen resorts personally.
Yeah.
So
I chose both. Because I was like, I came into the program very open-minded. I've like talked to a lot of other people who had expectations. And then, I've had some self-term because they didn't reach their expectations that they wanted with this program. They thought it would just be fun and all like high, like, just kind of like let's play around kind of thing. But the expectations is this is really like a job for all of us. Um, and some didn't like it and went back home.
Yes, we were some of those people. Not gonna lie.
yeah, we were. But that was later on down the line.
So, as you probably know, we did not live in Flamingo Crossings Village. We lived in the old school apartments. So, we have a lot of questions. Like, we want to know everything about your apartment complex. Like, I know there's like different layouts. Which one do you live in?
So I'm in a 4x2. So I have my own room, but it's a shared bathroom. And then there's a 2x2, which is a shared room, shared bathroom, and then 4x4, which is your own room, own bathroom. And then each one has different rent for each.
Okay. Oh, that sounds a lot better than what we had.
Oh my God. By a long shot. Do you get to rank that as well too? Or is that kind of like a very random thing that they do?
Yeah, so you also like you're allowed to link with one person. And then excuse me, and then you can talk to that link person. I didn't link with anyone, like I said, because I went into an open, like I wanted to go in open-minded, meet new people. You can rank which one you wanted. I had mine at 4x2, 4x4, then 2x2, because I was not going to share a bathroom or a room. Like I was terrified of being roommates with a slob. I'm a neat freak, and that would drive me crazy.
That's a good thing to know about yourself before you go into that, because I honestly didn't have that experience. Thankfully, Amber's clean. But I know of people who had that issue, and I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, my best friend did her CP like years ago too as well. And like she was like telling me how like she shared a whole apartment with like 8 people. And like one room was like full of bunk beds, the other one was like just a bed. So like I was like, oh, I'm really glad Flamingo Crossings Village is a thing now.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Making
Yeah.
progress. Yeah, I think they started that after we left, like right after we left, they started doing 3 to a bedroom.
Yeah. Because
I
there were
could
whispers
not.
about it. We knew it was coming for the next people, and we were kind of like, it was already, at least 2 to a room. So we were like, oh my God, thank God that's not us.
You don't have to answer if you don't want to, but how are your roommates? We can cut this out if we need to.
No, it's fine. So when I moved in, I was the last person to move in. So like the other 3 were already living in here, and I was just like, oh, cool. So they probably got a chance to like actually like get to know each other.
Mhm.
It's giving that reality show Big Brother. It's giving that. So like I didn't meet 2 of my roommates until after traditions. So like it took me like a full on week to finally meet
Wow.
them. The one next to me, I didn't meet till second day of on the job training, which is the following week. I didn't really speak to them, wasn't really my cup of tea. our communication was through like pen and paper. I
Oh,
tried reaching out with like I tried giving them my socials to like, hey, like if there's a problem, you got my number, Snapchat, and all that stuff. Nope, through pen and paper until my roommate that's like right there moved out. A new one came in. Love him, adore him. He's the only one I communicate with through socials and like verbal. Other than that, it's
that's
great.
I'm sorry. That's disappointing.
Yeah.
Do you have to interact much like in the common areas with them or
Yes and no. I mean, highs and hellos when we like see each other across by, but most of the time, like, um, when I come back from work, it's like 2 a.m. and one of them has like a whole group of people. So like my issue is like the whole communication part, like, hey, like I'm bringing X amount of people over, just want to let y'all know.
yeah.
Because like the consideration of like the other roommates
Mhm.
having to work or like just letting them know like, hey, you could come too or hang.
Right.
There's nothing there.
Well, I guess that's a good thing you have your own bedroom.
I was just gonna say, at least you have a sanctuary where you can kind of go and, have that space for yourself.
Yeah. I don't know how the walls were for y'all, but here the walls are thin.
Ooh, I don't
So like,
recall much of issues with that, but I
Yeah.
could imagine that since this was built just for you guys, I'm sure they just
mhm.
built it at the least quality they could.
Yeah, the walls are thin, and this wall on the other side is the TV.
Oh
So,
gosh.
We were
and
facing a
some,
TV wall too, I think, right? We were like right behind it.
No, we
we?
shared with the living room, but the TV was on the other side of it.
Oh. Sorry.
and I'm a very petty person, so like I have my own TV, and sometimes when they're loud, I get loud, and I feel bad for my roommate over here because like it's the end of the stick of it.
Oh, we had some pettiness too, so we know how that is.
We live for it.
Yes, we're loving that. Um, so Amber, you had a question regarding the inspections. Did you want to ask?
Oh yeah. So do you guys still have like the white glove inspection where Disney comes in and kind of inspects to make sure that you guys are staying like relatively clean and kind of just making sure it's not super dirty?
Yeah, so they're supposed to do it once a month, apparently. They're also supposed to send you an email of like letting you know like they're supposed to come in. Um, so yes, they do inspections, but also I've never received an email, but I've also witnessed them come in without the email. Uh, Sometimes they also do fire drills to make sure like
Oh
each
my
alarm.
gosh.
Yeah, so that thing right there,
Oh,
that's a
yeah.
It's
fire
in your
alarm.
room.
Yeah.
Oh
Um,
no.
they do that every month as well, just to make sure like obviously they work. But like it's a hassle because like what if I had a morning shift, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They did it once when I was already here and it was at like 8 in the morning. And luckily it was one of just like a drill. So like they sent an email out for that one saying you to ignore it, but there's no way you can ignore it because it was really loud. Like it
Yeah.
blasts. Um, but yeah, they make sure your like apartment's clean. They also make sure if there's alcohol, it's kept in your lockbox because if there's someone underage, like below 21, and it's in the common area, everyone in the apartment gets in trouble for it. And it's a possible removal or eviction. So
So are you at least 21?
yeah.
Okay. Do you live in like a mixed apartment or because for us, you had the option to live in an underage apartment, even if you were over, but the rule was just no alcohol, period. Or you could live in an over 21 apartment and it was kind of just free game.
The only option we had was mixed gendered housing. So like I guess they don't really care about the age as long as your alcohol is because we have lock boxes. As long as your alcohol is in there, if you're living with a roommate that's under 21, you're fine. but
That's kind
we
of cool
have
though.
we have alcohol in the fridge.
I was
Flamingo
just gonna
doesn't.
say,
Yeah.
like, what if you need to keep it cold?
Flamingo, which is crazy because I've noticed Flamingo workers also live here. Um, and I've also noticed that they could possibly be also in college, so this could be like their like little intern for them just for Flamingo, just like how the front
Mm.
desk has their interns for
Mhm.
Disney programs, and it's weird. I'm like, oh, you're a CP? No, you work at Flamingo. Got it. Got it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So we're dying to know what the transportation situation is nowadays. It was just complete anarchy back in the day. So did you bring a car to the program, and have you ridden in the bus system, and what does that look like now?
So all of my friends live in Florida, and my two best friends drove up from West Palm Beach to pick me up in Virginia Beach and drive back down. So I didn't bring a
Wow.
car. We have this app called Passio Go, and it's like all the routes.
Oh, yes.
So
Oh.
obviously, the only thing I have highlighted is the route G because I work at Pop Century, and that's the route that I use. Um, I don't know how the bus drivers were with y'all's bus transportation because I heard a lot of stories. Um, our bus drivers are chaotic,
Yes.
Yes.
chaotic. Um, we use Academy buses, but still doesn't really change anything. They're just the bus drivers are chaotic. Um, they know how to. I'm glad they're chaotic because I know they can use their brakes, but they just don't use it. Like they just so like yeah, you're literally riding the bus and you're like that the entire time.
Yes, and
Yep.
like holding on for dear life. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I remember one time there was a turn that was just so wild. I ended up my butt from seat to floor because there was no time to grab anything.
And they speed.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, oh, they speed.
They whip. I mean, it's crazy. They just whip in and out, and it's like that's why you have to hold on because they're getting there.
Do you have any nights or mornings where you have to wait for like the next bus because there's so many people trying to pack on the bus?
Um, thank God I don't, and I'm really happy I don't work at Magic Kingdom because of it. But I have friends who work at Magic Kingdom and like the bus gets packed. And I'm pretty sure that's the e-bus for us. When I like walk by the bus transportation parking lot, there's people who would have to wait for the next bus.
Oof.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
And they end up taking Lyfts or Ubers to work or to go home
Oh,
because of it.
yeah, we didn't have those back in the
Yeah,
day.
we sure didn't.
That's
I'm
how
like,
old we are. A lot's changed in the last 10 years.
but who wants to pay for that Uber or Lyft though? I mean, it's probably
Right.
expensive. So
Yeah, especially given the location.
yeah.
I don't know how the time works when y'all did your program, but ours for mine, sometimes it's 20 increments and 30 increments. So let's say last night I didn't go home till like 1 o'clock, 1:30ish, because the bus left at so I closed last night, so 12. The bus didn't come till 27. And usually for my closing shifts, everyone leaves together and like because we all help each other, so we all leave together. So 27 is the next bus. The next bus after that was 43, 12:43.
Oh,
So like the bus times don't correlate to when like the end of your shift,
right.
which a lot of the CPs kind of like get irritated with because then you have to wait like after missing like the 2-minute bus. Like
Yeah.
it's
Kind of a
it's
pain,
a little
right?
annoying. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a pain.
So, what about your costume working at Pop Century? What does it look like, and do you like it?
Do I have a photo? So all the valued resorts have the same shirt and pants. Each one has a different apron. I like the apron because it's very quirky and goofy. So this is ignored.
Oh,
I need to go to
fun.
costuming.
Oh,
But
I
It's
like
definitely
that.
it's like
Yeah.
pop art.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the apron. Like All Stars has a different apron, which is funny. All Stars music, sports, and movie sports. There's another one.
Music.
Music, there you go. They all have different aprons for each one. Art has a different one, which is really cute too. Art has like sketches of like cars, Ariel and like Mufasa and stuff like that. It's really cute. Um, but I can't really tell. Like if they're not wearing the apron, I wouldn't tell if you're working at which resort, the valued resorts.
That's good. Yeah, we looked like straight clowns.
Oh, yeah.
It's too much blue, I would say, because the top is a really oh, I have it. Sorry, I have all my costumes in one bag, so I need to go to costuming. Like the shirt is literally blue, and then the pants is dark blue, like a navy color. Sometimes
Okay.
we call each other blueberries.
What is it like in a day at your job, in your role?
Um, well, it's FinBev. That's first things first. Especially working at Pop. I did not know anything about Pop Century when I got my role. The only thing I was told was, at least you're in AC. And then when I officially got down and got to like go to the parks and stuff and told like other cast members like where I work, they were not yays, there were more nays, I'm sorry, all that stuff. And I was really confused, like why? Because I haven't started training. Training comes along and I see why. It's a very busy resort. Everyone loves Pop Century, I guess. Like it's one of the best valued resorts, I like to say. Because a lot of people come in. It's very there's not a time where you cannot like there's no downtime. There's always something you have to do at Pop, whether it's from obviously at the shops giving people food to cash register to trash and tables. There's always something to do. Chaos. Chaos. Um, but working at Pop, at first I didn't like it. I've like had those like phases of like, oh my God, I think I need to just self-term and just say goodbye. But then the more I started working, the more new people came in, the new trainees. I'm like, okay, I've been here longer. I could give tips and tricks and help these new people come in and like get their footing. Because quite frankly, that didn't really happen to me. Did my training, wasn't really welcomed. So I was like, okay, instead of using the negativity and like dwelling on it, I'll use that and like change the way that the workers at Pop are welcoming the new workers or cast members. But I like it. If you ask someone else that works at Pop, they'll probably have a different answer. Um,
Did
yeah,
you start like are you doing Advantage, or did you come in at a time where things were kind of set in the way they were and you were the only transition?
So I arrived in May.
Oh,
I
okay.
yeah, because I think I'm trying to remember. May was the beginning of the fall program. So that's when like they were still trying to figure things out because the next group of arrivals, they had their traditions at Disney University. All all other arrivals had their traditions at Apprentice Hall in Flamingo.
Oh,
And
okay.
Interesting.
yeah, so they were trying to like see like which one's better. Um, so we were the guinea pigs of the
Yeah.
Fall Advantage. Um,
Yeah, I
I
wonder
don't
if
know.
doing an advantage program, because we did advantage as well. I wonder if that comes with that because I was met with the same attitude. Oh, more CPs, blah, blah,
Mhm.
blah. And then you get that second batch that comes in and you start making friends because they're new. They don't know that this is the attitude we're going to put on this person. So they're nice to you and then all of a sudden everybody's nice.
Yeah, no, I thought that too. I thought like when I start working at Pop, I would get that like, oh, you're a CP, you're gonna do a lot of work. I was told that like I would get more hours than other like full-time part-timers.
Mhm.
That is, I guess, true in a way. I'm only saying that because like I'm back on my 6 hour shifts and I was told like CPs only get 6 hours, but like literally 2 weeks ago I was at eight and a half shifts. So it
Oh
was crazy.
yeah, it can get up to
Yeah.
like 16.
Yeah, I worked a 16-hour shift one time. It was crazy.
See, luckily I'm glad like we're back in our busy schedule because like July, early August, we were like not busy at all. So they were cutting like the part-time hours and giving CP more hours. And like the part-time people were getting upset.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I was like, you know what? This will hurt my bank account, but I'm willing to give my shifts away.
Oh,
But it was hurting my bank account, so I had to
yeah.
stop. Um, but now like all the CPs that I know that I work with have been getting 6 hours and like all the part-times are getting their hours now. But the us CPs men do the work more.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's cheap labor for Disney. So I think that's just always how it's going to be, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But hey, if you ever need to give away a shift, it comes in handy though, because there's always someone that will take it from you.
True.
So we're curious, do you guys still have the tickets? And it might be different because you're working in one place, but like when you clock in or out, or like you go to break, there's like a little ticket thing and you give it to somebody else for them to be reassigned.
Yeah. So
Okay.
the CDS is not my best friend. Um, the printers are not my best friend. The little printy thing that prints the receipt or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah. Um, that's also chaotic because sometimes like it gets jammed
Mhm.
and there's no way you can fix it because you would fix it and then like nothing prints.
Right.
So you would have to manually go to that person and be like, hey, it's time for a break, or hey, it's time to it's your bump out. Go home. Kind of thing. But
Okay, so they still have the same exact system.
Ugh.
You would think they would update that.
Yeah, because that wasn't a great system. Because I remember like you would get a slip to go give someone break, and like let's say like a coordinator stops you to talk for 5 minutes. Well, you've cut into that person's break by 5 minutes because you couldn't get to them faster. So I don't know.
that's why I prefer my 45 or at 1 hour breaks than my 15s. Because my 15s, obviously, like they already check you off, like, oh, you took your 15. They just tell you to go on your 15. Um, so like everyone at my job hates our like the 15-minute breaks because one, they sometimes we're hungry. So like, and
Mhm.
it'll literally take 15 minutes just to get our food because we would have to go back to the break room,
Mhm.
put a jacket on, or take the shirt off because you can't go on stage with your costume unless
Right.
you're on the clock. Um, order your food, but the line's long. And we have a cast dining that opens at 11:30 till 6.
Mhm.
And it's frustrating because a lot of us have closing shifts that start
Yeah.
at 6. So by the time we get our breaks, cast dining would be closed. So it's like it's frustrating. The whole like system.
Oh, That's frustrating. So, if you could go back in time at all before you accepted your internship, would you change anything? Would you change anything about it?
No, I wouldn't change anything.
Like any process, like your roommate preference or where you work preferences, bringing a car, any of that?
Actually, yeah, I wouldn't have put my family's restaurant down and on my resume because like that like brought like a lot of trauma. So like me putting that, my whole phone interview was just about my family's restaurant and how I managed and worked there. And I like to think it's because of my resume's reason why I'm in food and bev.
Mhm.
But a lot of people say it's not because of that, it's because of your what you're going to school for. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
No, psychology does not tie into that.
No, like, and sometimes, and the others say it's because they put you wherever you need it. And I was like, okay, that also makes sense. Um, I would probably change that, take off my family's restaurant because I initially wanted either merchandise, photo pass, or um character attendant or character performer, one of those three. But I got food in bed.
Those are the highly envied jobs.
Mhm.
Like I don't mind it because I have the experience, but it's very tedious and like when you go home, you just want to sleep, like shower and then sleep. Like you don't have
Totally.
time to hang out with friends because your hours are like there, like. But since the hours are at night, I get to like hang out during the day, which is fun, but also like you want to keep going towards the night, but you can't because you have work.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I'm losing my train of thought. I had a really good question. Oh, I'll come back to it. It'll come back. What do you like to do for fun outside of Disney?
Um, Aside from going to the parks, I'm like on my little park break right now because
It gets old.
summer. Yeah. It gets very repetitive and like I like you low key like lose the magic
Yes.
when you keep going to the parks. And that's why I haven't really been going to like Hollywood Studios or Epcot because those are the connecting parks to Pop because I can just take the Skyliner. Um, but I'm a huge party person, so like I will go out to clubs if I have the chance to, um, or just hang out in the community center and like watch a movie and hang out with friends. I don't really do the alone time, me time kind of thing. I'm always out and about with people, whether it's just like standing or sleeping. Like I'm always with somebody.
Yeah, it's hard to be alone at Disney because there's just you have friends and somebody's got to be off at the time you are. There's always someone to hang out with. What kind of clubs, or not what kind of clubs, but what clubs are you going to in Orlando?
So like there's like senior frogs.
I don't think either of us went there, but we definitely heard stories.
Mhm.
Okay.
Cowboys.
I
I
went
feel
to
like
Cowboys a couple
like
times.
the basic like CP go-tos. I've been wanting to go to Southern Nights for a while, but I can't find a group of people.
Oh, I think
Um,
that must be newer. Do they
it's
still have Buffalo Wild Wing nights? Oh, that was another big one.
they need to bring that back 'cause I do
Because
love me some B-dubs.
because I remember everyone would go, and if you were underage, they put X's, and I'd just watch these people, and I worked with them, and they'd go to the bathroom, come out with their hands clean, go buy a drink. Like, are you kidding me?
It's kind of the same I see at frogs. They come in,
Oh yeah,
with their little wristbands. They come out with the colored wristbands. I'm like,
yeah.
oh, cool. You do you. I won't say anything. Just be safe, please.
Yes. Oh, uh, is it is it what you imagined your experience to be in Orlando?
Um, yes and no. Um, I like it's crazy because I have this thing of comparing myself to others,
Mhm.
and I've never been so grateful that I'm down here because other people are high maintenance in a way of like, like I don't like my job. I don't like living here. It's too hot. Where I'm from, it's cold. Like I'm from Virginia Beach, so like the weather here is kind of similar.
Mhm.
Just the humidity in Florida is just bad. Um, and like I think I realized a long time ago because I'm 24, because all the people that I know are like 18, 19, 20 year
Yeah.
olds.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that at the end of the day, this is an experience, but also it's a job that people actually seek after the program. Um, and not just like, oh, I did it just to do it kind of thing. Like for me, I'm doing it because one, I like Disney, but also I'm a huge Halloween Horror Nights fan. And I'm into like the special effects makeup. So that's my goal is to work for
Oh,
like at Halloween Horror Nights and then do like part-time at Disney. Um, so like I don't there's a few people that I've spoken to that is just doing it for the funsies, which is fine. Like you can, but like I don't know. I like using my brain like, oh, Disney gets added to your resume, so like you can get bigger
yeah.
jobs and like future wouldn't be bad, you know.
Yeah.
But
And I can tell you it will score you in reviews.
Yeah.
So you're definitely right in that. It's always a talking point in every job interview I've had afterwards.
Same.
So you're on the right track there. So I just remembered. Oh no, oh yes. So I just remembered my question. So you've dealt with a lot of adversity, it sounds like, and you've stayed resilient. And as two people who were like, forget it, we're done with this. How do you stay motivated in those times of adversity when you do just want to throw in the towel and self-term? How do you not?
um my main reason for me is I have nowhere else to go. Um just because like I don't want to go back to Virginia Beach, but also like what really motivates me, and it's the same reason that helped me like working at Pop Century, is the fact that like since I've been here since May, all these newcomers, whether you're working at Pop or not, like I can like let you know, like, hey, I'm here if you need anything. Like I love helping people and like making sure like you're well connected or you have your footing or even have a friend. Like that's what like keeps me motivated um and stay. Plus like I said, I've been wanting to move to Florida for a while, so like there's nothing gonna stop me from not leaving Florida.
Mhm.
Um but like mainly that, like, making sure people feel welcome, people feel like this is home to them and not like a college dorm, even though it really is low-key a college dorm in a way. Just with a lot of what better it's I don't know. Anywho, it's mainly that. It's helping others find their purpose within the program without being very assertive and bossy about it. Because I just want to make sure everyone here has the best experience and not have like, you'll get your drama in here and there, but like at the end of the day, you don't want to waste an opportunity. And if you have to self-term because of reasons, do it. But at the end of the day, I'll be here as a friend to support whether you do it
Aw.
or not. You know, that's what keeps me motivated.
Disney needs to hire you to like work in like the front office, like as like a counselor or something. And I
Mhm.
guess that makes sense because you're studying psychology. Okay, so we're gonna wrap up our interview portion with some rapid fire questions. So just say the first thing that comes to mind. So what is your favorite Disney attraction?
Guardians.
A favorite Disney food?
Mickey waffles.
Ooh. Favorite Disney park?
Hollywood Studios.
Favorite Disney movie?
Moana. Oh my god, I was blinking.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
Mhm.
Favorite Disney character?
Tiana.
Favorite Disney villain?
Ursula.
Ooh.
Queen.
Ooh.
And favorite Disney park show or parade?
The Frozen show in Hollywood Studios.
Oh, I didn't know they had that. Where's that at?
It's literally like when you walk, it's like on the side. Like when you walk straight towards Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad, it's like right on the side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think, oh gosh, I'll have to look it up because that was not there when we were there. I think where their Runaway Railroad is, it used to be the Great Movie Ride.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, so I'll have to look up because everything's been torn down and rebuilt. Oh, okay, so that's our rapid fire questions. So thank you so much. If you wanted to share, if you want people to follow you, if not, that's okay too. But if you want people to find you, where can they connect with you?
My Instagram is Sean Dairo with 2 O's, and my last name is spelled Dairo, and then you can just add the O for the Instagram. But yeah, that's where they can find me.
And we're following him, and we'll definitely tag him on the post for this episode too, so you will have his link. All right. Well, thanks
Yes.
so much.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure.
I really enjoyed that conversation. I thought it was a good, honest conversation
Moment.
with him.
Yeah. I mean, it was just really cool to kind of see what's changed, but what stayed the same in the college program throughout the years.
Yeah, quite a bit changed. And I just thought Sean was so sweet and just very strong. I would
Yeah.
love to have him during our program because
Oh my gosh.
he just has a really good point of view of things. And maybe I would not have termed.
I'm saying he would have been such a good person to be friends with because oh my gosh, he advocated for others, which was and still
Yes.
does, which is so great. I loved that.
Yes, love that. So thank you for joining us, Sean. We hope to have you again. And if there are any other CPs listening, hit us up. We would love to hear your stories and your experience. Like everybody's is different. So we want as many CPs on as we can get.
Totally.
All right. So our favorite time of the hour are 2-finger points. So mine, I feel, is not really a hot take or unpopular opinion. I feel like everyone's feeling this way. I want to talk about Rachel Zegler, whatever her name is, Miss Snow White, our new Snow White. She's really unsufferable. We just watched the videos again of her talking about the movie, and she's very snotty.
I don't like it. Like it's okay to feel certain ways about these dated movies because we know like they were just made in different times, but like she wants to really change the overall concept of Snow White and make it a totally different movie. And
Mhm.
it's really disappointing because like we watch these live actions to get the same feel as these classics. We want to show a different version to maybe some of the newer generations, our kids, just
Mhm.
people, so it's disappointing that she's basically low-key like shitting on Disney for making this movie and then is just trying to completely distort it,
Right. And we're in this time right now where the whole feminism movement is really trying to make a huge statement, and they're really missing the mark on what feminism is.
Mhm.
Part of being feminine is to be in touch with love and being like, oh, I'm too good for a prince. Like, Okay.
Like,
What?
like I can understand, like, we talk, I mean, not we, but like people have talked about like how, maybe the way about how the prince came to the princess in the movie is a little bit crazy,
Mhm.
stalkerish, Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, maybe don't kiss the sleeping, girl without consent
Right.
and all of that. I can understand that where she was coming from. But then the whole concept of true love, I'm sorry, I'm a woman. I want true love. I want to,
Yeah.
however it's achieved. I have feelings, I'm not cold-hearted, and I feel like a lot of women feel the same way, and men, I'm sure too.
Yeah. And why can't we normalize being in love? Like,
What's wrong with that?
yeah, why don't we just start promoting healthy communication and whatnot? Instead of maybe the prince being random, maybe they meet at the because don't they meet at the wishing well at the beginning of the movie anyway?
Yes.
And they sing together. Maybe we just have a deeper conversation so they actually did get to know each other,
Yeah.
and maybe meet a few more times before that. Let's normalize that.
Yeah. No, I agree. So, yeah, and she I don't know. I don't see her as the Snow White for me.
Yeah, and
And like,
I think a lot of people aren't going to be watching this movie. I know I don't plan to. Um because and it sucks because I love Gal Gadot and I would love to see her be the evil queen. I think she'd be really good
yeah.
at it. But I don't want to watch this girl. She just seems like a snot. I remember when she did West Side Story and she made a big stink because she wasn't invited to the Oscars. And it's like, sit down. Like, this is your first movie.
Oh,
You
this is
have,
her.
yeah,
This is the same girl. Well, this
yeah,
all makes sense now. She just seems problematic in general. If she just keeps,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
So I think Disney would be wise. I mean, they did this with Sonic. They went in and reanimated everything. I think they'd be wise to go in and recast all of her parts.
yeah, put Gal Gadot as Snow White, honestly. I mean, she'd be so
I want
amazing
to
as
see
the
her as
evil
a
queen.
villain. I want
I
to see her as a
know.
villain.
I know, me too.
Like, I
She's
don't
so
know.
good.
I feel like she's trying to break away from Disney, but maybe like Olivia Rodrigo could be a good Snow White.
Ooh, that would be good. I think she is trying to kind of
I love her rockerness, but
she would be good. But I think that could be even good, like though, right? I don't mind like an edgy Snow White, a alternative type of
yeah,
rocker Snow White. Just kind of keep it true to the concept of the story,
yeah.
However we get there, keep the concept true. And I'm fine with it.
Or just get someone completely brand new.
Yeah. Just
But yeah,
somebody who if you're not like happy with the story, then you're not going to play a good part in my opinion, like because you're
yeah,
against what you're doing. So I feel like it's going to
exactly.
automatically make her not do a great job in my eyes because she's against it and I know that.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I'm not even gonna watch it. I was watching this video the other day criticizing her, and I was, of course, going through the comments because I'm petty. And someone had commented and they're like, I would rather watch Terry Crews as Snow White. And I was dying laughing because I'm like, he would play that part so well. Like he
Oh
would
my
get
god.
into it.
Yes. Oh my god, put a wig on and everything. Oh my
He
god.
would, like, he would dive into that. He would. So I'm kind of like, we would be better off with that, truly.
Literally just anybody else. So yeah, and it might be a hot take. Maybe somebody disagrees with us, and I would love to hear if somebody has a like controversial opinion to this
Mhm.
and why you have that controversial opinion. Because I would love to
Show
hear
us
your
the light.
perspective. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've heard that Disney is going to see how the trailer does, and if it does not do well, which we all know it's not going to now, if it doesn't get good feedback, they're not, or no, they're going to recast her for the second one. It's like, no, you should probably recast her now.
Yikes. Yeah, you don't want to go well, I wonder how much of it. Well, if they have the trailer, then they must have shot most of the movie at this point,
Oh
if not
yeah,
all of it.
it's supposed to come out next year, so I'm sure they've had it shot for 2 or 3 years, knowing how
Yeah.
Disney works. But I mean, I remember when Sonic the Hedgehog came out, everyone criticized what he looked like, and they
Hmm.
went in and reanimated the whole thing before releasing it.
I remember that.
Disney can do
Um,
that.
Disney can do a lot. They are powerful. So yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see. When is the trailer supposed to come out? Do you know?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I think
Probably holiday time, I
just
would guess.
Maybe. Because I know that like with the SAG strike and everything, there's people are getting bored. So I think because this interview actually happened last year. She said
Oh,
all this stuff
really?
last year. Yeah. And so I think people are just bored and it resurfaced. So
Interesting. I thought it was a
yeah.
recent interview.
Yeah, it was 2022.
Yikes.
Yeah. It just kind of flew under the radars for some reason. But yeah, now it's back to that.
Interesting. We'll see where that goes. Yeah, we'll see.
All
Okay.
right, what's yours?
So mine, I think mine is just like out of like saltiness. Um, I don't think Disney should have separate themed tickets for their themed holiday events. Like they should build it into the cost of a normal ticket. You're paying, upwards of, $200-300 per day to go
Yeah.
to these parks. Why are you making people pay for a separate ticket? That is also probably it's about equivalent to the same. I think it's like another $150 to pay for this themed, event.
I think if anything, because yeah, it is a scam. I think if anything, put the prices up during the season, maybe like $50 to $80 more. If you want to if you want to come on this day, fine, but we're having a party and you have to pay for it.
Yeah, totally.
That's it.
And like I just think it's silly because yeah, like it's a money grab in my opinion. And it's disappointing from a kid's standpoint too, because what if like it's happening that day, you hear people talking about it and you're like, Mommy, like there's a Halloween event today. It's like, well, no, we can't go because we didn't buy the separate ticket. And so it's like you have to disappoint children. And of course adults too, but children more so than anything.
And those tickets, I imagine, are not discounted if you're going to be kicked out early. It's not normal park hours. Yeah. So it's a scam.
Yeah. So it's definitely coming from a place of saltiness because I didn't nab my tickets correctly in time. And that was my fault. It's not Disney's fault. But because of that, I'm disappointed that there's a whole ass event that like I can't go to. And I'm a Magic Key holder too. This is another thing, like talking about the annual pass holders and the Magic Key holders who don't get these perks, I guess. And it's like, I am a California native resident now. And it's like, take that out. I am a California resident. I'm not a native. And, the whole point of getting the Magic Key Pass is to be a part of these things because I am here. I am local. And you're kind of taking that away from me by making it a whole separate event.
Right.
So
and I think there's just so many tiers and like different things, and everything's just a money grab these days. And it really pulls away from the magic.
Yeah. So hot take, Disney, you could do a little bit better. I understand, like, I don't know, like, yeah, I think just over the years, it's become such more of a money grab. Like everything, it's like breathing at Disney, it costs at this point.
Seriously.
So
I'm with you there. It's like, it was cool when they started the Fast Pass, but it was free and you would have to go in advance and get your ticket, and then you'd have to wait. Like there was order to that. Nowadays, it's just $50 here, $50 there, 100 here. And it's all like you have to have status and money in order to enjoy your time at Disney, where it used to not be that way. It was everybody was having the same experiences.
yeah, and I think this is also partially to Disney leaning into the fact that I think that they know a lot of us millennials are going into the parks now, so they're taking that chance to grab at our money basically because we're adults now and we've got adult money. Not that much though, if I'm being honest, Disney. Like I make money, but I'm not trying to give it all to you guys. I have to live too. I live in California. It's not cheap.
Yeah, and we have to think about too, like they're seeing a decline in park attendance. I wonder why.
Okay, let's get a little bit lighter and brighter into our game moment. Oh, it's a poll. Okay, so yeah, so we're picking and we're gonna see like what everyone thinks.
Yes.
So
we'll link this in the notes as always, but this is a BuzzFeed.
And the name of it is It's Time to Eliminate Some Disney Songs. Pick the one you like better.
Ooh, songs.
This will be fun. I'm excited. Okay, so pick a song. Once Upon a Dream from Sleeping Beauty or Go the Distance Hercules.
I'm gonna have to go with Sleeping Beauty on this one.
Yeah, I like the campiness because Go the Distance is a campy song, right? If I remember correctly. Or is it not?
I don't
Am I
know.
wrong?
I just like it's just so dramatic for me. It's like, okay, you can go the distance, bro.
Okay.
Like, I will find my way. Like, okay, cool.
You're like, do that then.
Yeah. Whereas like
Okay.
Sleeping Beauty is just like fun and theatrical.
I mean, Sleeping Beauty is my favorite. Either
Yeah,
way,
I
like
knew
I'm
you'd
gonna
go
pick
with
it.
it.
Oh,
Wow. So Hercules won. 54% would go with Go the Distance.
yeah,
I
I
don't
think
know. That song just doesn't hit for me.
interesting. Oh, okay. So the next two are Reflection, Mulan, or You've Got a Friend in Me, Toy Story.
Well, I know which one Eric wouldn't pick.
I know, that's why I laughed.
But I definitely have to go with Reflection, though. That's just,
Classic.
yeah. I mean, I guess Toy Story was Renaissance too, but yeah,
Yeah.
like Leah Salonga is just a talent we don't credit enough. That song is just beautiful. And then we were given the Christina Aguilera version as well.
Oh my God. I
Both are
sing it all the
beautiful.
time.
Yeah.
I sing it. I love this song. So Reflection for me too. I sing it like it randomly actually popped into my head one time and I was like, this is that Mulan song, right? And Eric was like, yeah. I was like, oh, it came out of nowhere.
Miranda sang it on Lizzie McGuire.
Did. Such a good
Like,
song.
we got so many versions.
Okay. We have an interesting next selection. Cruising for a Bruisin', Teen Beach Movie, When You Wish Upon a Star, Pinocchio.
Ooh. So I actually have heard the Cruising for a Bruise, and I've watched Teen
Oh.
Beach Movie like once or twice. So have you not seen it, I'm guessing? So think Grease type of music.
Okay.
So it was very like 50s beach, but like, yeah, like Grease, but at the beach type of vibe.
Okay, yeah.
This is hard because I love that kind of music, but like When You Wish Upon a Star is kind of like the epitome of Disney.
Yeah.
Like the magic. Oh, I'm gonna have to go with that one.
Me too. It's so funny. We're picking the same ones.
So we got
And
65% agree with us.
yeah, it's a classic. You can't not choose it, I feel.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it's funny. Okay, so pick a song. See the Light, Tangled, and Everybody Wants to Be a Cat, The Aristocrat.
Ooh.
Or aristocrats. That was the whole point.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go with Tangled.
Oh, that is a good song. I've heard it.
Yes, it's beautiful, and like the scene with the lanterns. Honestly, I wanted to have something like that at my wedding where we all released lanterns, but like, I just had so much of wedding planning. I'm like, we're gonna nix this.
Yeah, that would have been cool though.
I love that song. It's so
that is a beautiful song. But I love the Aristocats, and I haven't seen Tangled, so like I can't give Tangled something that I've seen Aristocats.
Yeah.
So I have to go the opposite.
That's a good song too.
It is. Won't let me click it. Oh,
is it thinking?
It's like frozen.
So we got 77% went with I See the Light, and 23 went with Everybody Wants to Be a Cat.
So next is Immortal from Big Hero 6 and Zippity Doodah from Song of the South.
Oh, so I actually watched Big Hero 6 the other day.
Did you?
Yeah, I was just like laying down and I was like, I want to watch a movie. And so I'm just scrolling and I came across it and I'm like, enough's enough. I need to watch it. It was pretty good.
Okay.
So Immortal, if that's the song I'm thinking it is, it's actually by Fall Out Boy.
No way.
Yeah. They
Wait
do
a
the
minute.
song. Let me double check. But they do a song because it's like 100% Patrick Stump's voice. Yeah, it is by Fall Out Boy. So
let's see, Immortal. Is this the
and
song?
then
If it's the song that I think it is, I might pick this one.
it's good. And I'm like, I like Zippity Doodah. It's very nostalgic Disney, but I know there's like problems with it.
Controversy. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like, okay, like I love Zippity Doodah. We all know it, but it's like that's really controversial, and I don't want to
Yeah.
be on that side of controversy. And I love Fall Out Boy.
Yeah,
so,
I guess. Yeah, they were like our childhood too, or our adolescence.
yeah.
Sugar, we're going down swinging.
That was on in the subway we were at yesterday for lunch.
Really?
Yeah, but it was like an oldies station. It was so depressing. It was like
Is it
classic
that
rock.
sad?
Oh yeah, it was like it was like classic rock, and I was like, oh my god, are you joking?
Right? Or you're like in the grocery store and it's like the music of yesterday. That's like freaking NSYNC and Britney Spears, and you're like, oh, that was my today, but okay.
You're like, awesome. Don't look at me. I'm also singing along.
Have you heard the rumors about NSYNC potentially getting back together, and there's going to be like this massive boy band reunion tour with like
I heard whispers.
okay, I'm hoping, and like BB Mac, who I love, they're rumored to be on it. LFO, O Town, like all of them.
I would die. I would go to that. I would go to
Me
that
too.
tour.
Me too.
I'll pay hundreds of dollars for that.
Exactly, because that's like a once in a lifetime thing.
Literally.
Okay, back on
Okay,
track. here.
okay, so so also just to say for the results, 64% chose Immortal and 36% chose Zippity Doodah. So I think people understand there's some kind of controversy and they're like, no, thank you.
Yeah, Fall Out Boy wins.
So America from West Side Story or Amigas Cheetahs from the Cheetah Girls.
Amigas,
Cheetahs,
cheetahs,
friends for
life.
life.
Yeah, we're going with that.
Yeah, obviously.
Oh,
Well, I mean,
Okay.
West Side Story is a pretty good classic too. So
yeah.
that
I
would
don't
have been
know.
hard.
Have you seen it?
Have you?
I have. I saw the new one with Miss Zegler.
Is it good?
I do not like the ending. It's a
Okay.
tragedy. I'll say that.
Aw.
So if you were to watch it, it does not have a happy ending, which
Okay.
going into a musical, it's kind of what I expected. So
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
like that.
Yeah, I don't know if I love that. If I'm feeling like in my feels, like sometimes I like to feel into my feels. So maybe that'll be that moment when I watch it.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy.
Okay. All right. I don't need that in my life right now. I'll stick with Cheetah Girls.
Yeah.
Okay, so Out There, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, and Yo-Ho, A Pirate's Life for me, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates. Yeah.
Obviously,
yeah.
right? Like,
yeah, and 60% agree with us. That's just a great memories. You know, you always think of the ride.
literally, that's just, I immediately thought of the ride when I saw the words. So it's funny. Okay, look at the next two.
Okay,
It's
so
like not even.
Remember Me, Coco, and What Dreams Are Made Of, the Lizzie McGuire movie. Why? Okay, if you wanted to make this difficult, put that next to Amigas Cheetahs.
Oh, that would have been good.
That would have made me like, no, I know my answer, but
Yeah, obviously it's Lizzie McGuire. We're both gonna click it.
But that would have made me stop. What?
It's because we're the older generation, but still.
69% went with Remember Me, and 31% went with What Dreams Are Made Of. How?
I don't get it. I mean, Coco has good music in it.
It's a great song, but Lizzie McGuire, sing to me, Paulo. Like, that's iconic.
Literally. That's that. Okay. Moving on, I guess. Don't BuzzFeed, you're wrong. But anyway, so Let's Get Together, The Parent Trap, and Save the City, Rogers the Musical, which still makes me laugh that it's a Captain America's musical.
I'm gonna have to go with Let's Get Together because I love both versions of The Parent Trap, and that song's great.
I haven't seen this version, but the only thing I know about this song is when I was in I think it was middle school choir, we sang this song.
Oh, really? That's so fun.
So that's all I know about this song. The Tiki 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 Room, the Enchanted Tiki Room, or One Little Spark, Journey into Imagination.
I'm trying to think of One Little Spark. I feel like maybe I've heard it once, but I don't know, and I don't know what Journey into Imagination is.
I don't either.
I love the Tiki Room one though,
Yeah.
because all I think about is like, obviously it's fun tropical music, but air conditioning.
Oh, I know. I know.
That's my first thought. So I love the feeling of air conditioning. We're gonna go with that.
I'm gonna pick this one too. And so that my first time going to the Enchanted Tiki Room was like this year with Eric. He took me.
Fun.
And it was so much fun. I loved it. Woo, woo, as it should, because I don't know what that other one is, but it still has 41%. So 41% of y'all know what it is, not me.
It makes me think of like Friends for Change, like send it on.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Someday My Prince Will Come, Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, and then Grim Grinning Ghost, The Haunted Mansion.
Ooh.
Which one is Grim Grinning Ghosts?
Couldn't sing it, but I know it's just very like, I use it a lot for our like Halloween themed stories on our Instagram, so I'm familiar with it. It's good.
Okay.
But that's hard to pick. I think I'm gonna have to go with Snow White.
Right? Because it's the classic.
Yeah, and we're gonna avenge that prince.
We are.
Prince
And
Florian.
Such a funny name. That makes me think of like fettuccine Alfredo. I don't know why.
And I like how normally we're like, whatever, like, we don't care about him. But the moment she's like, hey, she don't need a prince. We're like, excuse me.
We're like, huh? Do you know what you're talking about? You know what it is? It's the millennials versus the Gen Zs. And she's a Gen Z who's trying to do too much change, and we're over it.
Yeah. And that's too much.
Yeah. Like, we understand the feminism, but like, you're taking it too far. Can you save yourself? You ate a poisoned apple, you dumb bitch. Like, just saying.
Oh my gosh.
You'll Be in My Heart, Tarzan, and If I Didn't Have You, Monsters, Inc. I've got to say, I don't know either of these.
What?
Like, I don't remember them, I should say.
Are you kidding? You'll Be in My Heart. That's right when Kala like adopts him.
Okay. I don't remember them.
It starts where it's like, don't stop. Wait, stop your crying. It'll be all right. Take my hand. Hold it tight.
You like
I will
unlocked it in my head.
protect you from all around you. Oh, I'm getting chills. Like that song always gets me to cry. I gotta stop before I cry.
Yeah, don't.
But then the Monsters Inc. one plays during the credits. And it's I can't remember all the lyrics. I can't like start it, but it's like, I didn't have nothing if I didn't have you.
Oh, yeah. And we had like a beat to it, kind of.
Yeah, it was very Pixar, like Randy Newman.
Yeah, it makes me think of like Toy Story, which is Pixar, so yeah.
Exactly. So it was kind of that vibe, but John Goodman and Billy Crystal were singing.
Okay.
Which is good for Eric.
I think I'll pick the Tarzan one just because that one's definitely just, there's something about it tugs on my heartstrings.
Yeah. I love both of them, but I have to go with that one too, because it does literally make me cry every time I listen to it.
And 75% of people agreed. Don't get me wrong, Monsters, Inc. was a good movie. I enjoyed that movie. Honestly, didn't think much of the music in that movie, I think is why I would pick the other one anyway. That's
when you just said that, I was just thinking of put that thing back where it came from, or so help me. Do you remember that?
Yes, that's the only song I remember.
It's the only musical part in the actual movie, and then you get that credits song.
Yeah. Anyway. Oh my gosh. So the next two, Colors of the Wind, Pocahontas. He paints with the colors of the wind, bitch. And How Far I'll Go, Moana. Oh, this is gonna hurt you. Which one?
Hard. I love both of these songs.
I know. They're both really good songs.
But I think like the Native American in me, so I have Choctaw and Miwok, and like I just really love nature, and like we were talking about the lids and the straws earlier, like conservation. So I think Colors of the Wind really does pull at my heartstrings, because a lot of people take the environment for granted, and this in a beautiful way for lack of better terms, paints a picture.
Yeah. No, 100%. I think, yeah, I agree, but I think I'm just going to go the opposite way and go how far I'll go because yeah, there's something about when I heard that song, it resonated with me when I heard it and I was like, wow, this song is just so beautiful. I felt the music through my body. It was crazy.
Yeah, and I think seeing that being a new princess for little girls, that song's a great message for them.
Totally. So let's see which one wins. Oh. So, but not by much. Not by much,
it's
though.
a close. It's 53 Moana, 47 Pocahontas.
So that
was tough.
It was because both of those are good ones.
Yeah.
The next one. So Circle of Life, The Lion King. I know. This is me, Camp Rock. I mean,
oh my gosh.
I would pick it to be petty, but I'm not feeling petty. Circle of Life is, classic.
And you could even say Circle of Life by the Disney Circles of Stars.
Love that version.
Yes, it's so good, right?
Yes. I love how do you remember the music video where it just pans around to each person?
That was a movement. That was before the Friends for Change. So good.
Back to the fun, late and bright.
Oh my gosh, we're not even done.
I know. Oh my God, there's quite a few still left. Oh my God.
Okay, we'll try to stay on track, folks. Sorry.
Wow, there's a lot. Should we do this many? Look at how many there are. It just keeps going.
Oh.
Do you see that?
Yeah, I'm not done scrolling. Yeah, maybe
I know.
Maybe we're good to cut.
I'm like, we should stop.
All right, folks. Well, we're going to cut the game because we don't want to keep you for another hour. There's a lot. But we'll catch you next week on another Two Finger Point Tuesday.
Catch you then, guys.
Thank you for listening to Two Finger Point, hosted by Amber Omar and Kylie Salmon. Created by Amber Omar and Kylie Salmon. Produced by Amber Omar. Engineered by Kylie Salmon. Social media managed by Kylie Salmon. Content created by Amber Omar and Kylie Salmon. Stay connected with us by following us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, or YouTube at Two Finger Point Podcast, with the number 2 spelled out TWO. You can also contact us by visiting our website at twofingerpointpodcast.com. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast to have new episodes automatically downloaded to your device or to get alerts of our new episodes on YouTube. We'd greatly appreciate you rating and reviewing the podcast as well. You could be selected to have your review read on the podcast, like this review here from our friend Zoe. My Disney Podcast Fix. Amber and Kylie have put together the perfect podcast about all things Disney. Love to hear their banter, their opinions, their recommendations, and I love following along with their quiz at the end of each episode. You know it's a good podcast when you find yourself chiming in. Listening to them every week has me feeling connected to the parks, even when I'm far away. Thanks, ladies. And thank you, Zoe, for your kind review. We will catch you next Tuesday for our next episode, but until then, have a magical day.
Attention all DCPs, cast members, and all other Disney fanatics. Do you have an interesting story related to Disney?
Maybe you'd love to share what it was like working for the mouse, or why Disney holds a special place in your heart.
Or maybe you want to give us the dirty details about your roommate and how awful they are.
Yeah.
Write into us. We'd love for you to share your story on the pod.
Or even have you share your story on the pod.
That too.
Don't worry, if you want to stay anonymous, you can. Christopher Marlando.
Reach out to us at twofingerpointpodcast.com/contact or DM us wherever you're connected.